In this video, I'll show you how to set up a PicoLink. So you can see here I've already got it adopted. So I've got one controller adopted and a PicoLink. When I click on the PicoLink, currently got 0 PSI. First thing you should really do is go into the configuration tab here and configure the sensor input. So we'll leave the mode at 4 to 20. Sensor max value. So look at the actual sensor that you have, and there will be a rating on it, either in MPa or PSI, and you'll need to type that in here. Okay, so my particular sensor is 200. Yours might be 1.6 MPa, 1.2 MPa, which you can convert to PSI. See the table below, and type that value in here. Display max, this would be the maximum pressure that you expect to see on the sensor. This will just scale the UI elements in the app, just in case, like maybe, if you have a 232 PSI maximum sensor, you don't need your bar graphs and your little gauges in the app showing that as the maximum, because it would be unrealistic for your setup. So in this case, I'll just say that my maximum is 150. Okay, so now when I go back here, this little graph here, 150 would be the edge here, instead of it being 250 or 230. So now I'll let some air in. You can see the air has now come up. And if that's all you were doing was monitoring air pressure, you'd kind of be done. Now, if I wanted to set one of my other controllers to lock out if this pressure gets too low, then what I have to do is create a channel. So I will go to channels. I'll create a channel. I will call it air compressor. Some people might have multiple air compressors. They can create channels for each one and have their different props or different controllers subscribe to different ones. Okay, so now we've got our channel. Go back to the PicoLink. Tell it to publish its pressure to the air compressor channel. And now we go to the other controller here, and we will tell it, we go down to pressure lockout here, and tell it to subscribe to the air compressor channel. Okay. We've got pressure threshold, so let's say 80 PSI actually is our threshold. So if pressure goes below 80, we will fail. Basically we'll just pause the controller, it won't trigger anymore. So maybe you want to conserve air. So this could be let's say an air cannon, a prop that uses a lot of air, but it's not a critical prop, and you just don't want it to run unless you have lots of air. So we'll say if it's below 80, we just want it to stop. The fail mode would be if somehow the device loses contact with the pressure, it will just assume pressure is good. Fail safe would be assume pressure is not good and then just don't run until you have confirmation. So we'll apply those changes. Okay, so if you go back to the info tab, you can see here that there's a new option, a new stat down here. So this is the pressure that it is receiving from the sensor itself. Okay, so now we will reduce the pressure below 80, and you will see the PicoPro's status light start flashing yellow. Okay, give it a second. There we go, flashing yellow. If we trigger the controller, you can see it's not responding. Now if we raise the pressure back up, you'll see that light turns blue. Now it will trigger. So that's basically it. You can have multiple controllers subscribe to the same sensor, or you can have multiple sensors and have, group your controllers in different ways that makes sense for your particular system.